technical difficulty. All right, excellent. I'd like to call this LFRA meeting to order on today, Wednesday, July 29th at 1:30 p.m. We'd like to start our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone can stand. Great. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And for the record, we have Tegan Lane, who will be our executive assistant for today's meeting. So thank you, Tegan. And if you would please do a roll call for us.
Yes. Director Sampson.
Here.
Director Director
Here.
Oh, Director Bukowski should be online.
Director Lundquist.
Here.
Director McFall.
He's here, but just had to step out of the room.
And then Director Wallace.
Sounds like everyone's present. Thank you so much. All right. So I think our first item here is, well, I don't know, question for you on our, thank you for my screen, by the way. It says approval and amendment of the agenda. Oh, just for our agenda, current agenda. Okay, I don't think we need to worry about that right now. So do we have any awards or presentations? Chief Roski?
I don't believe so. Certainly unaware of any.
All right, excellent. So we'll open the next portion of our meeting with public comment. We would like to offer 3 minutes per person. So is there anyone in the room today that would like to give public comment? Okay, no brave souls. All right, and how about anyone online? Take it. Is there anyone that would like to give public comment? So they raise their hand.
If anyone online would like to make public comment, please use the raise your hand feature. Do not see any.
Excellent, thank you. All right, then we'll start with our consent agenda. So I will entertain a motion to approve and let the record reflect that the LFRA attorney Powell has just entered the meeting, joined the meeting. Hi, everyone. I entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda.
So moved.
And
Second.
great.
I'll second.
Oh, good. Great, thank you, Paul. So if you'd like to do a roll call actually taken for that.
Yes. Director Sampson.
Yes.
Director Bukowski.
Yes, ma'am.
Director Lundquist.
Yes.
Director McFall. Director Williams.
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. And I didn't ask if we had any discussion on that item, but I think it's safe to assume we did not, so I'll move on. Our next item is our regular agenda executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402 4B to receive advice of legal counsel regarding impact fee reductions or waivers on the fire hardened construction. We will hear from Emily Powell, our attorney, and then I will entertain a motion thereafter.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Potentially, if the board
Potentially
decides to
going
take
to
any action. Yeah.
Okay. So Emily, take it away.
Well, first we need a motion to go into the executive.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry. I thought you were. I thought you meant if you're going to entertain a motion of the board after the executive session.
A motion to go into executive session, but I didn't know if you had stuff you have to say before we make the motion.
I will make it after the motion.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yep.
In that case, I will entertain a motion to enter an executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402 4B to receive advice of legal counsel regarding impact fee reductions or waivers on fire hardened construction.
So moved. Second.
Great. All right. If I could take, do we have any discussion? No. Okay, roll call, please.
Director Sampson.
Yes.
Director Bukowski.
Yes, ma'am.
Director Lundquist.
Yes.
Director McFall. Director Wallace.
Yes.
And now I will certify for the record that the executive session will constitute privileged and attorney-client communications and will not be recorded.
Excellent, thank you. For everyone present here today in person and online, we will exit both online and the physical room to go into a conference room, the board will. And then we will, upon return, there is potential for a motion or some type of board action on this item. And we do still have other items on the agenda for after this, so.
We'll try to keep it efficient.
Excellent. So at this point in time, we will recess into executive session.
Andrew Squared, how are you doing? I heard yours. Well, thank you for everything you've done. This is your last meeting. Okay. I gotta quit taking time off. Well, after Saturday, well, after
So, we are back from executive session, so we can go back into our regular session. And thank you, Chief, for attending. Thank you also, our LFRA attorney, Emily, for that session. I didn't know if we had any board discussion that we would like to share. Any thoughts or motions that anyone would like to make? So I'll open it up to the board. Anyone?
I don't have thoughts or motion, Madam Chair, but I would like to get the chief's opinion on.
Yes, that's a good
Areas of-
idea. That's a really good idea. Chief, would you be willing to share with us your perspective, your background knowledge,
Right.
Regarding this matter?
Thank you, Madam Chair, for the opportunity. It is my opinion here, and I state it that way because with these hardened structures, there's not very many of them, and certainly I haven't seen any research relative to how the fires would burn in them. But the idea is that it's a non-combustible structure. But that doesn't have anything to do with the furnishings that are on the inside. Because when we have a structure fire, normally it occurs within the contents of the room and then involves the room. So it doesn't mean that because you have a hardened structure that you have any less of a chance of a fire starting in your own home. So that's one point right there. It is true that the fire would, the building that's hardened like this one is, it's very likely that it would do much better than an extending fire from the outside in. Of course, if it has glass windows in it with curtains around on the inside, that takes that down. So if you're looking at a wildland fire, for example, that's extending to a neighborhood. But here is my main concern with this. And I think at this point, we just don't know enough about these. But I'll give you my opinion based on my own experiences elsewhere. Again, if the contents of the room are burning, they can burn up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, just the contents alone. And my concern is with that hardened structure, and I hate to be a little bit nerdy here, especially for the board and maybe some in the audience here, but in a normal structure, the room itself will be what's called endothermic. In other words, it would take the heat into the structural, the sheetrock and the structural members. It would absorb some of the heat. That's not going to happen in this hardened structure. It's going to be exothermic. And that means the heat's going to radiate off of there. And I'm concerned about my firefighters going into this, but those fires are going to be much hotter in those kinds of structures. And the only relationship I can bring to this, which causes me concern, is my experiences in burn buildings, because they too are hardened structures and they're very exothermic. And some of our hottest fires and some of our more punishing fires in training has been in that burn building. So I, for one, am real cautious about this because of the concern I have for the firefighters going in there to fight a fire that's going to be burning hotter.
Excellent.
So
Thank you, Chief.
if I, just a
Yes.
question, so Chief, if I can ask, with technologies changing as they are, I mean, things are, the plywood shacks kind of that we
Yes.
built back in the 40s and 50s have now progressed into what we have now, and the technology is changing in building materials and all that. With that said, are there any studies going on out there? Is there a way that we can ask for studies at a later time to be able to look at this?
I'm unaware of them, Chief, but
Chief's good, that was a compliment.
I say sharp, right? Yeah, yeah. I'm unaware of any direct default, but I will have that conversation with Sarah to see if she's aware of any, some of my colleagues. and we'll report back to you on this. But personally, I'm unaware of any studies
Okay,
that have been done in these hardened structures like this.
fair enough. That's all I had, Madam Chair.
All right, excellent, thank you. Do we have any other? Yes, please.
If I just may, just
Dr.
very
Wallace.
quickly, obviously the things Chief was just talking about are much more important to life and limb than what I'm gonna talk about, but just from kind of a finance perspective or really a mathematics perspective, when you have impact studies like this, they're really very much zero-sum games. The concept is to divide up the cost of service and apportion them appropriately to the items you're serving, in this case, right, fire protection. If you start pulling out singular elements of that plan and saying, okay, this one's exempt or that one's exempt, functionally, you're either gonna short your plan or the neighbors have to pick it up. And I think as fellow director Paul was saying, you know, that this could fit in with a bigger plan. Yeah, I was stumbling here for a second. You know, if this could fit in with a bigger plan, but the way our plan is set right now, it doesn't contemplate, you know, these kinds of changes, and it just messes up the revenue model, and you just end up looking for the money elsewhere. So that's my feeling on it. Again, not as important as what Chief was saying, all those other things you gotta consider, right? If the whole neighborhood burns down, then that's not what we're after. And there's also the area, I think, between the house and the property line, it's called the curtilage, that area, doesn't account for that either, so. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Do we have, I forgot to ask, do we have Director Bukowski online? Okay, excellent. Director Bukowski, is there anything you'd like to say, not to put you on the spot?
No, ma'am, I think it's been covered. I do appreciate Chief Morawski's insight with his experience. I think that's very valuable. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I appreciate your insight as well, Chief, because calls made into the district are not just for wildfires, and so there's a lot to consider for that.
Yes.
Many different types of calls, many different types of things that can catch fire or be harmed or injured or,
Yes.
you know, that you respond to, that LFRA responds to, so.
And Madam Chair, if I could add just
Yeah.
one more point from this. It's my understanding that this particular hardened structure has a garage or garages, maybe plural, in this. And the question is, what do you put in that garage? And it could be a lot of different things. Most of us would put a car in that garage. Those cars are very combustible and they catch on fire a lot. And again, my concern for all of this is that a hardened structure is our firefighters are going to be dealing with extreme fire behavior within those. And that makes me nervous.
Very fair. I really appreciate you sharing that insight. And we don't have Chief Winter with us right now because she is at she had something else she had to be at, LFRA related, but she shared a lot of those similar concerns. And then of course, the, you know, equitable application of our fee structure as well. So I appreciate all that input. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to share? Okay, at this point, I would entertain a motion per our, I guess we've kind of gently moved into item 3 on our agenda. The consideration of request for reconsideration of fire impact assessment, fee assessment from Rodney Mayo. So we either can make a motion to waive the fee or ask for Mr. Mayo to pay the remaining 50% of the impact fee, which is after the deposit amount that he has already paid. So at this point, given our current conversation, I would entertain a motion to maintain a motion to ask Mr. Mayo to pay the remainder of the impact fee as per our current LFRA fee schedule.
So given the information that we received, Madam Chair, so moved.
Excellent, thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? No? All right, seeing none, could we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Director Sampson,
Yes.
Director Bukowski,
No.
Director Lundquist,
Yes.
Director McFall.
I'm going to ask for clarification. A yes vote means that we're asking for him to pay the
To
fees?
pay the remainder of the impact fee per our current fee
Okay,
schedule.
yes.
And Director Wallace.
Yes.
Okay, that item passes 4-1. Thank you for that. And thank you, Chief. All right, we'll move on to our next item. An update on our executive search firm progress. Our presenter is Chief Morawski, and we will not be taking action on this.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're pleased to give the board an update on our search for the next fire chief that will come in and take my place, probably sometime in October. We just got this updated earlier this morning. Andrea Wright and I had a Zoom meeting with Chief Jackson from SGR And at the current time, we have 28 candidates that have applied and sent in their resumes. One of those candidates has been offered a position, don't know where that is or anything else, but Chief Jackson indicated that he thought, a probability that individual would take that offer. We still have 5 days left in the time period for those applications to come in. So it's quite likely that we'll be maybe well over 30 applicants, who knows, approaching perhaps even 40. So we'll keep the board posted on that. Our next steps in this, after the conclusion of this time period, will be to have a meeting that is scheduled with our search committee with Chief Jackson here. And Henry, would you want to say anything more about any details that I'm leaving out here?
So we'll meet with the search committee next week on the 6th. There's 8 of us, plus Chief Morawski will be there as one of the facilitators. And the role of that committee is very clear. It's to help narrow down the pool. So we'll look at all the candidates, and then we'll make a recommendation on who the semifinalists should be. And then Chief Jackson will go back to those semifinalists and gather more information. And then the search committee will meet again, have an opportunity to review all the information that Chief Jackson has gained. And then we'll come up with a proposed finalist list and present that to the LFRA board. So that's when you'll get the details of those candidates that the search committee is recommending as proposed finalists. And that'll be August 24th is when our next meeting is. So at that August board meeting is when we'll do that.
And how many candidates were you thinking will be on the proposed list?
Be on the what list?
On the proposed list, the one that you're gonna bring to the board?
We don't know yet. So per the contract with SGR, we can bring 15 semifinalists. We can always bring more, we'll just have to pay more. I mean, they're happy to do it for us. So from there on, we don't know yet. And we'll have to see the quality.
Good.
And first I'm gonna ask if I ask this question is appropriate, do we have internal candidates? I guess I'm asking, is that?
We're not
Okay.
aware of the candidates yet.
Good question. Do we have any other thoughts or questions on this? Did you have more that you wanted to cover?
No, that was it, Madam Chair.
Okay. Any other discussion by the board? No, we're good. All right. Thank you, Chief.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Excuse me,
yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Director
Well, I'm sorry,
Bukowski.
what was Pat's question? Yes, what was Pat's question? I missed Pat's question.
I want to know if we had internal candidates. If we had any internal, I'm sorry,
Thanks,
if we
Pat.
had the internal applicants.
Thank you.
All right, excellent. Okay, great update. Thank you. Now I lost my place on my agenda. All right, so item 5, we're getting an update from the board regarding the engagement of Baker Tilly, which I'm actually gonna turn that over to Director Waldes, if you don't mind, since you get to wear both hats. So
Thank you, Madam Chair. To my knowledge, you guys have the contract, I believe. It's with legal. Emily, you've received the Baker Tilly engagement.
Yes, I received
red
it,
lines.
revised it and sent it back.
Great.
Do we know where it is in the negotiations pipeline? No, still waiting to hear from them.
We're not.
okay, so
Oh, it's Molly. It's Molly at the city is handling it.
So you've returned it to Molly?
Yes.
When?
Yes. I will look that up right now.
Okay, so she's got it, and then and we'll go back through our legal, I believe, to look at your changes. And then, no, it goes back to Baker Tilly's legal, forgive me. And they'll look at it, and hopefully they'll be amenable to the changes you made. And we can sign it.
okay. What are we thinking? A week, 2 weeks,
That's
month?
how quickly Baker Tilly, no, but how quickly Baker Tilly can turn it around, but they're pretty quick the first time, so.
Okay, did they disclose to you kind of, and you probably already know this, Emily, but if it's in negotiation, maybe we can't talk about it right now, but about how long they're gonna spend looking at kind of everything they need, do they have an idea of?
Yeah, that it would be maybe a couple months, it wouldn't be a very long engagement. And they might finish at different times, the payroll review versus
Right.
the compilation.
Okay, excellent. Any questions by our board? We can get that update from you in email, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not critical, I just
Okay.
curious to see when it came back, but yeah, we'll get it to Baker Tilly.
thoughts or questions, Chief? Anything you want to add? No? Okay, excellent.
No,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Director Walters. Oh, yes, Director Bukowski.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I said no, ma'am. Apologize.
Oh. Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, so thank you for that update, Director Waldes. And now we're going to move on to item number 6, to discuss matters related to wildfire resiliency code enforcement. So our presenter today is going to be Emily Powell and Chief Winter. Do we want to keep this on here without Chief Winter present? Did you want to do this one?
Yeah, because these are not very substantive. These are not like substantive changes to the wildfire resiliency code. So where this is coming from is back in March, the board adopted a resolution, or board approved a resolution adopting a wildfire resiliency code. The authority's wildfire resiliency code is enforceable or to be enforced in 3 different jurisdictions. One is Larimer County, one is the city of Loveland, and one is the town of Johnstown. At that time, Larimer County had represented that it was going to handle all of its wildfire resiliency code matters in the unincorporated areas on its own and did not need LFRA's help, right? So if you go back and look at that resolution in March, it says that, right? We understand that Larimer County's handling this and we aren't involved. Since that time, that has changed, and Larimer County had reached out for a cooperative agreement in which enforcement responsibility would be split between LFRA and the county. So the county will handle the building code elements and LFRA will handle the wildfire mitigation elements, which is consistent with how we're doing it everywhere else. So that's fine, but it doesn't say that in our old resolution. Okay, so one thing this new resolution does is it updates the old one to say, and we are also adopting the wildfire resiliency code for enforcement of Larimer County. It does a second thing as well, which is the wildfire resiliency code as drafted by the state has 3 appendices, A, B, and C. But what the code says is those appendices don't apply unless you specifically say that they do. Okay? At the time that this was adopted in March, Johnstown didn't have the appendices adopted. They have now adopted the appendices, so we need to correct our resolution to match theirs to say we're also adopting the appendices for enforcement in Johnstown, just the same as the town of Johnstown is. So all this resolution is doing is bringing your code enforcement up to match what Larimer County is doing in the Larimer County area and to match what Johnstown is doing in the Johnstown area. Okay, it doesn't make any other changes. Now, if the board adopts that resolution, you also have been working to adopt what are called cooperative agreements with each of the 3 agencies that formally memorializes that split enforcement model. Right? The town, city, and the county, you're responsible for building code elements. LFRA will be responsible for wildfire mitigation elements. The city is reviewing the IGA that was developed for that purpose. The town and county have reviewed their versions of the IGA and have asked for some amendments. What you have in your packet are those 2 agreements with the amendments that they've requested in red line, so you can see them. I have no legal concerns with the amendments. I've been in touch with both of their legal counsels. I'm comfortable with what's here. So it's really up to the board. If you're comfortable with the changes as proposed, we would be looking for approval of the resolution amending your March resolution, as well as the 2 cooperative agreements. Okay.
Yep. And you want 2 separate motions for that? Or can we do one?
You can do it in 1 or 2.
Okay.
I'll leave it to the board's discretion.
All right, Chief, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, I think Emily's covered that very well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything from our directors? Any discussion?
Just a quick question for Emily. I mean, Emily, would you characterize this as housekeeping?
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
Okay, great question.
My question's for the chief. You have no concerns?
No.
Okay.
Great. So I, at this point, would entertain a motion to adopt the proposed resolution R-188, amending R-181 to update the wildfire resiliency code as presented and approve the proposed revisions to the following cooperative agreements as applicable. Larimer County Cooperative Agreement for Wildfire Resiliency Code Enforcement and Johnstown Cooperative Agreement for Wildfire Resiliency Code Enforcement.
That's a mouthful. So moved.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second that.
Excellent. Do we have any further discussion? No? All right, seeing none, roll call please.
Director Sampson?
Yes.
Director Bukowski?
Yes, ma'am.
Director Lundquist?
Yes.
Director McFall?
I know what I'm saying yes to, so yes.
Director Baldies?
All right, thank you so much. That motion passes. Our next item on our agenda today, the interim chief's report. So we are going to be hearing from Chief Morowski and possibly Chief Stark and Smith to receive reports, and you take a poll. You're going to take a poll of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I'd like to ask if I could also just report on item number 9 as part of my report. Would that be okay with the board? That would be an update for you on the CBA process.
Yes, I'm great without objection. Yes.
I think it would flow a little bit better if that happens.
Yes.
Well, as you all know, we have been in sort of a state of flux and change over the last 3 months. And my first item on the agenda that I'm going to speak about in the chief's report is a continuance of that. This will be the last meeting here, this LFRA board meeting, anyway, the last board meeting that Andrea Smith will be attending. Andrea has submitted her resignation, and she has been offered a position that I think she has been looking forward to getting for some time. And I want to take just a moment of the board's time and our esteemed audience here, time to just comment on Andrea. She has been an incredibly valuable part of our team here, our executive team. And my observations over the last 3 months is that I've seen her just continue to immerse herself in the LFRA staff that's here and what our people here work on. She's extremely, I'm just glad that was your phone and not mine, Director.
No, mine's normally on silent. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't got mine. It's like it happened to me too, but I've watched her since I've been here just be so fluent, whether she's talking to Chief Stark or Chief Smith about things going on within the organization from the operations side. Same thing with the community safety division. She really understands and knows what's happening here. And she's been an incredibly valuable member of our team. Her knowledge and experience with Excel spreadsheets are impressive. And we're going to miss her. She will be missed here by our staff and many, many others. But Andrea, I want to publicly thank you for all that you've done for our organization for the time that you've been here. You've been a blessing to us. So thank you.
Yes, thank you for your service and your time with LFRA and with our board. And I wish you all the wonderful things at your new position. It's very exciting. Thank you for what you've done to serve us here.
Thank you very much.
Anything that my staff would like to say here, you're welcome to do so now. I didn't tell them this was going to happen. So it's surprising they're here. Our chief, tell us when you're going to do this.
Keep your phone on.
On silence.
No, we would prefer that you put us.
I like that.
Under, that would be a good place to put us. Well, along those same lines, I want to make a formal announcement publicly today that we have hired a interim finance manager that will be moving in to take Andrea's place. Renee Wheeler will be joining us here on August the 3rd. And many of you know Renee, or at least have heard of her. Some of the people in the audience may. Renee has served this community very well. She was the assistant city manager here for many, many years before she came to work for us when I was the fire chief here from 2009 all the way through to the end of 2014. And so I've had extensive work experience with her. She will be very good to have on our staff. And as much as I hate to see Andrea go, I'm very grateful and thankful that Renee agreed to come out of retirement to come help us for a few months until we can hire the other more permanent, if you will, finance manager. And once again, Andrea, would you like to add anything to that?
Sure. We're planning to post this Friday for the position. We'll have it open about 3 weeks. The goal is to get somebody on board and trained with Renee before the next fire chief comes on board and have that person have some stabilization before
Yes.
the next change. That's where we're at right now.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right,
Madam Chair, if it's okay, then I'll move right into the update for you on the CBA update. We have had quite a lot of work that's been poured into this over the last month plus in this process from the time that we worked collaboratively together with you all and our members of Local 3566 from the IAFF, President Craig Willard and the E-Board. What we've tried to do over these last several weeks is just make a continuance of that collaboration that you all started here within the elements of this process known as interest-based bargaining. That was called out in the MOU for the method that we would use. And I'm so grateful for our local to put that in the MOU, because what it does, it helps us to extend that collaboration between the management and labor. And President Willard and I have been in regular contact over these last 4 weeks by phone, emails, and in personal visits. Stopped by Station 6 to talk to him last night to say, Greg, we're ready to jump off the cliff here. Are you ready? Are we ready to go? And so what's happened up to now in this process, both teams have been selected, our negotiating teams have been selected for both sides. We have put together the selected schedule for us in this process. We actually begin our process for training for this process called interest-based bargaining. None of us in this organization that I'm aware of have ever been a part of anything like this. I've talked to Brian Waldes on a couple of occasions now. Brian will be a part of our negotiating team along with Bill Lundquist. I called Bill yesterday and talked about this. We're all a little nervous about this because it's something new, but we're going to learn together. We'll work together. We're very fortunate that we were able to get a facilitator that came to us highly recommended from Greeley Fire. They have utilized her through 2 of these processes. And both President Willard and I spent a good amount of time with one of the division chiefs from Greeley, Chief Chris Elmer. And he couldn't speak highly enough of this facilitator. Her name is Emily Reif, and she will be here to conduct the training sessions on the 30th and the 31st. We have an optional day that we'll do by Zoom or Teams on August the 5th. Then we move right into 6 days of bargaining. Those days will be August 17th, 18th, 20th, 21st, 25th, and 27th. Then we've got 3 days carved out in September 8th, 9th, and 10th to put all of this together. And then one final day if needed, interestingly enough, September 11th. Hope there's nothing that's tied into that for us, but I'm excited about where we are. I think we're ready to go. Our staff has worked hard on this, so I want to thank my staffs, especially Christy. She has worked very hard to make sure all this stuff has been getting together. So getting the building secured and meeting rooms that we need, et cetera, et cetera. I'd be amiss if I didn't thank publicly here President Craig Willard, all of the IAF Local 3566 people, especially the E-Board, and you all on the board. Thanking you for your support throughout this process and your trust in us to take this ball and run with it and see what we can make out of it. So I think we're almost ready to go. Again, I'm excited. On the one hand, I'm nervous about it. So we'll do the best we can, I promise you that. And we'll get after this and see what we can do.
great, thank you, Chief. I know you're going into this as eyes wide open as possible. You've done an incredible amount of legwork, and I just want to thank you for that. You're right, this is something that is new for almost everybody, I think, that's involved. So Thank you for that.
Thank you, Madam
And
Chair.
I know one of the things that you were most concerned with up front was that things, if we don't do this right the first time out the gate, that this could become more of a transactional
Yes.
process versus, as you love to say, transformational,
Yes.
or something that can be based on relationships. And so I really appreciate that you're so mindful of that and that you're bringing that into, you know, the people, having Emily there and the process that you've looked into and your communications, both with the board and with, you know, with the union. And I just, thank you for that. I think you've done an incredible job kind of, you know, I don't know, captaining this ship. So thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate that. And one of my greatest concerns here is that this not negatively affect our culture.
Yes.
I feel like one of my jobs here is to be the purveyor of this culture and make sure that we don't do anything to damage that. We have a great culture here at LFRA, and we have a great culture because we have great people. It's always about the people. It's not the systems, not the fire chief, on any of that. It's about the people here. I'm surrounded by them right now. So I'm very concerned about this, and I'm so grateful that we have utilized this IBB system. I didn't know anything about this before we got involved with this. I'm embarrassed to tell you, I didn't even know what it was when I read it in the MOU. But I've learned, and I'm gonna learn a lot more over the next few days. And from the legal side, Emily Powell, just so you know, I've been in contact with Michelle Ferguson, and the union's been in contact with Naomi. And we've come to agreement that we won't have the attorneys there, but on these negotiating days, they will be available for us. Part of this process is we can call a caucus if we need to, and then we can contact our subject matter experts to help us that way. So Michelle is aware of that. We've talked this out, and also as we develop this CBA, we can send portions of it to her for review as we're working in the process. I think we've covered the basis. I hope we've covered all the bases, and we'll find out here in a few days.
Well, thank you. And I see this as an opportunity for growth, you know, with the board and our firefighters,
Yes.
with our LFRA, you know, to kind of come together. You know, I think this is actually an incredible opportunity for us. Thank you for putting in all that work to make it happen. Did anyone on the board want to have any questions, want to speak to that? I don't know, was that all you had for the CBA for now?
The only other thing I was going to make mention of, Madam Chair, and it's going to be a brief mention here, is really I was just going to speak about the budget very briefly. Brian and I met on Monday and spoke briefly about the budget. And what I can tell you is it's still in process. And we've got a long ways to go. We've got a number of things that quite likely affect our budget, the CBA being one of them. We need to have a meeting with the city, the rural, and the fire chief to talk about that collectively. We haven't put that together yet. We have a budget workshop coming up on August 24th with the city. Renee and I will be attending that together. We've already put the RSVP in for that. There's a lot of moving parts here still, but what I fully anticipate is to come back in August and give the board a much more complete report than what I'm prepared to do for today.
Excellent. Thank you.
Just to steal a word from Smoking Bandit, we got a long way to go with a short time to get there.
I agree with that, sir. I totally agree with that.
Very true. All right, any comments, any questions? No, I did want to say thank you to Bill for agreeing to be part of our negotiation team, Brian too, of course, but thank you, Director Lundquist, for that. I know, Director Bukowski was going to be on that, and I gave you guys swapped, and I appreciate that you were willing to take that spot. Seems like it's gonna be quite the time commitment.
Yes, and just so you all know, Chief Smith will be the other person on that team with myself, Director Lundquist,
Yes,
and Director
thank you,
Walters.
Thank you, Chief. Yeah, that's excellent as well.
And we also have the ability to have two observers there. They don't necessarily participate in it, but we can certainly talk to them through caucuses. We have two observers. Andrea Wright will be one of our observers as our HR manager, and then Chief Stark will also be one of our observers there as well.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. I would love to be there, but my daughter's having a significant surgery next week,
Yes.
so I'm out, but I'm excited to hear how it goes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All right, Director Bukowski, did I skip over you? No?
No, ma'am. No, you did not. I appreciate Bill stepping in to help out. Chief, thank you for all the hard work, and President Wilder of the union. I know there's a lot riding on this, and I know that the entire thing is in good hands.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, and now we will hear from our chiefs, our assistant chiefs. Is that correct? Do you have?
Yes. Chief Stark and Chief Smith, I don't know who's going first, but one of them will.
Okay. Don't fight over it, okay?
Do you do an update on the meetings? We can jump to ours if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Be brief. And I guess question, are these valuable for the board? Do you, I don't want to waste your guys' time, I guess, if you're really hitting the same topics, but I can hit them more in depth when we go through these and during our presentations, but if you need to see something different, we're all ears, we'd love to hear.
Okay. Thank you. They're great now, but I'll keep it in mind as we go
So
forward.
just a snapshot of last 30 days or so, roughly since the last board meeting of what's been taking place in training. The big one, couple pictures reflected is our rescue task force training. So those are those active assailant type incidents. We were able to get back and train with Loveland PD, which we haven't been able to do for a couple of years just based on scheduling.
Oh, wow.
We've been using other agency partners that we work with, the sheriff's office, and that. So it was great to get back with them. That's pretty much it for that one. So we were hoping to show you some new rigs today. The new rescue is over at the shops. Corey is working on getting tools mounted on it and stuff like that. So come the next board meeting, we'll probably be able to show those off to you, including the engine. We're expecting to see that maybe mid-August as well. So those are coming. And then the middle picture right there, we went out beginning of this month to Sutton to look at our aerial. So it's a picture of what it looks like without the big ladder on top of it.
Wow.
In the middle there. So yeah, it's good for us to get up there and see them.
Question about those, if I could.
Yeah.
Do you, this might sound crazy, do we christen them? Like, do we ever do like a community event that brings everyone together and says, here's our apparatus, by the way, this is how much they cost, so just keep that in mind. Like, do we do any kind of event? I think that might be cool.
We've done more things for new stations opening, but like replacement apparatus, we haven't.
Okay.
We can't.
I think it might be a great way to engage our community and also that education piece. This is why it's so expensive.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
We can entertain. Community Safety Division, been busy as usual, as you know, Bass Pro opened up. Didn't know Amazon is now fully operational, but they're building as we go. I want to take them to stack all 5 floors of stuff, but they'll be in full swing shortly already. We actually had a sprinkler save at the Ryder facility that's kind of out by the airport. That one is a suspicious fire that's under investigation, so there's not a lot to share there other than the building got saved by sprinkler systems. It's pretty cool. And then a lot of, it's just summertime, there's a lot of special permits that are going out, which means a lot of inspections that have to take place. Obviously, 4th of July was part of that. That's just kind of a snapshot of the few things that our community safety division has to go touch either weekly or when it pops up and it's a new event, they go check it out. Sure meets all the requirements.
Was the 4th of July as crazy as you were anticipating, or did you think it wasn't as bad?
It's busy.
Yeah, it was a busy day. Not, thank goodness, knock on wood, we didn't have any structure fires to deal with.
Right.
We had a lot of small vegetation fires, a lot of medical type calls. The crews are busy for sure during that time, during that 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock time frame. Yeah, so I mean, it was busy. Just we didn't get the what we would call the bigger calls, which that's what makes me nervous and what we were prepared for.
Great.
Our community education and engagement, snapped a couple pictures of June activities as well for you, but we were out at Boyd Lake for a water safety event.
Is there water
I
there?
laugh about it. Just how fun it is. Get to know how.
Is it like a forced march out just to get to the water?
I didn't attend, but it just made it a little entertaining for that. The handful of just different community events that we showing off here. And I just want to make mention of this because I don't know how much the board is aware of our relationship with National Youth Star Response Group. Colorado Task Force 1 is one of the 28 agencies that exist across the United States. LFRA is part of that task force. We have 6 different members that are in that group. 3 of them are called rescue specialists. There's one that kind of double dips in his job as a heavy rescue rigger. As a rescue specialist, you can get additional training. That's one of the areas that he's in. And we have 2 hazmat specialists that are on the team. And then myself, and I also wear multiple hats. I can drive a big truck for them because I still have my CDL from back in the days when the city required it in your municipal department. But I'm also one of their safety officers and one of their logistics team managers. And so I left for about 10 days when Texas was flooding, and I held this a little while Tropical Storm Bertha was trying to make a mess down there. But luckily we weren't busy doing rescues. We were just training and really repositioning for the state.
Excellent. Thank you.
Right, for my stuff, the typical slide that shows you our runs for the month and percentage increases, or percentage of total calls, so 1,001. All good into this, you guys have seen this many times, so we'll pass there. The middle photo is the Ryder facility. That vehicle, the yellow car, was pretty well involved. Sprinklers held it to that until we got there and kept it from getting to the rest of the buildings. So that's the one that's under investigation right now. But that's commercial building just south of the Amazon building. We had a couple different fires. 4th of July. The picture on the right was just a small vegetation fire up next to the thing, most likely started by fireworks. And then we had a bus full of band. Like a high school band that was on tour across the nation, and their bus caught on fire and pretty much burned down on the interstate. So we dealt with that this month. We've had some fires since then, but I'll get those next month. Wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about this wildland deployments. As you guys know, wildland season's in full swing if you pay attention to any news outlet. Regardless of your favorite. So we've been engaged in it. We have agreements with multiple agencies around us in Northern Colorado where we can share personnel resources for deployments. So we started off slow. We sent Logan Fisher from our mod group out with Frederick Firestone Fire. He went for 14 days down at the Gold Fire near Uray. He's since returned. Jason Tanner then went out shortly after with Front Range Fire. They were up by Leadville, and he's since returned. And then 476 Lieutenant Dedecker and the rest of the mod, our mod staff went out to the Gold Fire again for the second wave of resources, and they just got back last night around 10:30, 11 o'clock. You probably didn't get back to your house till about midnight, probably, I'm guessing, but
Like
one. So he's running low on sleep. They drove him straight back like yesterday.
It's after midnight and
Yeah.
it's like.
They get mandatory rest days when they return, so we won't see him back until Monday on shift. And then today, just literally like 20 minutes ago, we sent Type 3 to down to Pagosa Springs for a new start that just started. We got that order this morning, so they'll be gone for 14 days down in the Pagosa Springs area. So pretty cool agreements we have with our, and the one that left today has 2 of our online lieutenants, 1 of the mod personnel, and we borrowed a firefighter from Front Range to fill out the crew. So we have less personnel impacts with overtime and backfilling, but yet can still get those rigs out to help make us some money and return when they get back. So I get the crew to have some experience. Crews are super excited about getting back to going out on deployment. Before we get to questions, because we have this, do you want me to do this?
Yes, please.
I am super excited that you should have one of these in front of you. Madam Chair and Directors, we talked about this at the last meeting. An event kind of started off as, can we just have coffee? And the executive staff, myself and Christy, put together what we call the LFRA experience. And it's a little bit more than just coffee, but I think it is going to be hugely valuable to us in improving relations, opening up some communications, and getting the directors' faces in front of the crews and vice versa. So we came up with this experience. I can run you through it real quick here. There's only really one decision we kind of need made today, and that's a certain date, but let me run you through it real quick. I've talked to a lot of our staff, the battalion chiefs, they are all super excited about this. And we also took into consideration, we know you're all very busy people and you have a surgery coming up and Director McFall's got a vacation coming up, so I even took that into consideration when we set the schedule. And it may seem like a lot on the surface in that there's a lot of events that we have planned. However, it was never intended that all of you hit every event. And that was by design because we want you to have different experiences and then share it amongst yourselves when we're either in meetings or you're just in passing of your experience in the crews that you met. So I tried to hit all the major players of the organization so you kind of have an understanding. And the goal is so that when we're making decisions, not only for us in our meetings, but for you as well, when we're making decisions that you have something to fall back on and go, okay, when we talk about the mod, what is the mod, right? And you don't know that. I know Director Walde is super excited to drive a fire truck and we're gonna get him to do that. The rest of you are welcome to do that as well. But it's more than a show and tell. I mean, we're gonna show and tell some stuff. I think that's important. I think that means a lot to the crews. But it's really a time to interact. And then, so it comes in two parts. Every event except for one is 2 hours in length. And what we ask is that you come to the station and I'll explain how we will set the schedule for it. Come to the station, take an hour of your time to learn something about the specialty station, whatever that is. And then the crews are gonna fix you a meal. And you get to sit down and have a good meal with them. So they're gonna fix their favorite station meal. So hopefully you all like it. We will take into consideration dietary restrictions if you guys have any.
I have none, just so you know.
Okay. I mean, our firefighters typically don't. I mean, well, we do have some gluten people out there and stuff like that, but we can work around it on a daily basis. I'm sure we can work around it if you do. And we want your families to be a part of it if they feel comfortable with coming. So bring them along and we'll get them engaged as much as possible. I'll just go through them real quick. Number one, the wildland experience. There's some dates there. I don't have. I need to switch my sharing here and get this up so that the citizens can see it.
And this is open to the public too. It's really was designed primarily for board members, but it can public come at least for that first hour.
No, we didn't design it that way. The one event does have some public news media we're gonna invite to come to it. We really wanted it to not become, our people are so much in front of the public all the time, and we wanted this to be about you guys.
Great.
And that interaction. And so we didn't want to be disruptive. And some of it, there's moving parts, like you're gonna show up at one station, you end up at another station. And we don't want to have to move the public all around for that. So it's really intended to, bring the organization together, which all of you are a very key component to it. So.
And in that case, then we would need to, when we do our signups, ensure that, and you probably already thought this, still need to.
So when each page has a QR code except for one.
Yeah.
And there are only 2 slots per day.
Okay.
So then we don't run into quorum issues. When you do sign up, note that it's gonna ask you how many slots you want. That's just per board member. And then your next page will be how many, if you're bringing family, how many family you're bringing in their ages.
Yeah. So it's set up for just 2 at a time. And if all of you want the wildland experience, there's more than enough dates there. We can get all of you to the wild. We'll do multiple days for that, but don't feel obligated to meet all these dates. We try to make it as flexible as possible for all of you when scheduling. So the first one's the wildland experience. Just a quick synopsis. You're gonna start out at Station 7, our wildland station. You're gonna travel up to where the mods are working. They will be up there working. This is the one that the dietary restrictions may come into place because the plan is to share an MRE, and I don't know if you guys have had MREs before. That is an option for
I
you.
had them, chief, when they first came out, when they moved from the C-RATs to the MREs.
Well, we have those.
I was in Somalia, you know, so.
Yeah. So that is an option if you want the full experience. However, we will offer you a sandwich or something to go along if you absolutely, or if you try it and you're like, no, I can't do it. But it is part of the life they live when they're out on the fire line, and that's really the experience we wanted you to have. And then we're gonna sit on some logs in the woods and you're gonna learn about forest health and why mitigation and not only serves the community in our urban areas or in our rural areas, but it also means that there's there's aspects of having a healthy forest that affect the city as well, so it affects both citizens groups. The second one is the aircraft rescue and firefighting one, so we'll go out to the airport. Yes, you can drive the big yellow trucks if you want to drive a big yellow truck out on the field. We'll have an airport staff there with us to help to talk to you a little bit about future planning for them, and the crews are going to talk to you about what our role is in the whole our what we call ARF, so the aircraft rescue firefighting, what our role is to, and the important part it plays in the airport's growth in the future.
Excellent.
The LFRA response experience, this is the one we kind of have to, if possible, nail down today. And this is the one event that we would need to post a notice of quorum. Because this is the one event that there's a lot of moving parts. It's all the dates are, I think, Saturdays. They're on the weekends. We're bringing multiple companies together and we're going to do some demonstration burns. That's the one where you get to drive the fire trucks. Right up in the aerial ladder. We'll take your family up in the aerial ladder. We'll have a basically burgers and broth kind of picnic style out there at the training area. If you want to, you feel so inclined, we'll put you in some bunker gear and put you in a box and show you what radiated heat would feel like if you so want to do that. But it'll show you, the idea behind this one is to show you you know, what a typical structure fire response looks like, how many people it takes to accomplish all the tasks that we're faced with when we go to a structure fire. And then if you have, I know many of you have toured our burn buildings at our facility, there's that portion of it. And then we can drive fire trucks and do whatever you want, blow some water, whatever, we can have a big water party if you want to. We can put together that kind of stuff. That's the one that I would, if possible, try and nail down that day between all of you, but we'll come back to that. Number 4 is the auto extrication and rescue. This one will be back down at the training area. We got a bunch of wrecked cars. My preference is we put you in some coveralls and stick you in some cars and you get experience what a victim goes through when we cut the car apart around them. And then afterwards, you can try cutting some cars apart with the tools. If you don't feel inclined to be the victim, that's okay too. We can just, it's never anything for us to tell our people that if you want to cut cars, they will all be all in. So cutting cars is a big deal too. So. Number 5 is the hazmat experience, and these go all the way into February. It's one per month essentially. The hazmat experience is out at Station 10. You can see the new station if you haven't seen it already. We talk about what a DARA is. We are the DARA for the southern half of Lamar County, and go into more details of what that means and what we're obligated to protect hazmat wise. Put you in some of those funky looking suits and let you do a few little basic tasks, and then again followed by a meal with the crews. And then number 6 is the community safety and public education experience. That one will be at Station 2, and basically that'll be a somewhat of a lecture night where Sarah, Chief Winters, can talk to you about all the stuff, community safety. We can talk about it. This is the last one, so we can talk about really any questions you may have at that point, whether it's overtime or rovers or staffing or whatever. We'll be prepared to answer all those questions and then follow up with any for that one. So that's kind of a synopsis. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one more. 7. Staffing, health, and wellness. So that is the staffing portion. We'll show you what our firefighters go through. You can pseudo participate, like if you want to get on the bike and ride the bike and see what that feels like. I mean, it's a workout bike basically, but we wanted to show you what our firefighters go through at the Health and Wellness Center, the cancer screening, the x-rays, the hearing, vision, the cardiac monitoring, all that stuff. So you can kind of wrap your head around the extensive amount of stuff that we put our firefighters through to make sure that they're healthy, not only for responding to the citizens, but they're healthy in general in life. And that one's in February. So the cold winter months, you'll be inside, you won't be outside. We'll take care of all the outside stuff before it gets cold. So that's kind of the plan. I'm super excited about it. I've talked to a lot of the crews that we're going to have participating with us in this, and there'll be a plethora of crews. It's not going to be the same crews you see every time. It'll be different people. And they're all super excited to have this opportunity to spend some time with you and have a meal and have open dialogue, talk about whatever you want to talk about, whatever they want to talk about. hopefully get to know one another. Again, with your families or kids, whatever, if they want to come experience it with you, we'll accommodate it all.
We will too. Thank you. That's incredible.
Just for on the LFRA one, the 19th is definitely an out day.
Yeah, we can.
Because the three of us are in Eugene, Oregon that week, and I know at least two of us are planning on staying out there over the weekend. Just spending some time in the Oregon coast.
I kind of figured I would probably pick dates that landed on stuff I didn't know.
Just one.
That's okay.
It's the only one. The other two are good for me, either one. So.
Yeah, I think the 12th is probably best for me, but I think I might be able to be flexible on the 26th. I'm just out of state on the 19th.
Okay.
But the rest of it's great. Anyone else have dates
Do you
they
have any
want
problem with date, or do you have to go and check?
Oh, I gotta look at the calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. Eagle has to jump in. I love this program, by the way. I have
Yes.
seen a number of citizen fire experience or firefighter for a day type programs. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Just comprehensive and well thought out and I love it. And I hear kids in aerials and spouses using power tools, and I didn't take enough blood pressure medication this morning for that. What I would love to do with the board and staff's permission is put together a waiver form for you. I believe board members would be covered by workers' comp for activities that are in the course and scope of their responsibilities, and I think we could make an argument for that here. But to the extent we have spouses or minors participating, I'd love to have a waiver sent over to you guys just to protect the district in the event. However unlikely that somebody stubs a toe.
Very good idea.
Okay, thank you. I will sleep better at night. What is the first date? And I can look through this and figure it out, but I'll make sure I get something to you. It looks like August 10th. Like I said, I've got similar waivers for similar programs, so I'll make sure to just get that cleaned up and I'll send it over so you have it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
the way you would sign up for this is on your forms. Up here, we have them grayed out. But on your forms, the QR code takes you to the, like Christy said,
Okay.
takes you to the scheduling
Yes.
program
Yeah.
that allows you to sign up.
Fine.
We can monitor that. And prior to the event, we'll contact whoever signed up for those events and make sure we got all our I's dotted, T's crossed, and you're gonna be where you need to be when we start the event.
Yeah, this is just incredible. I know Christy and I had talked a little bit about I feel like we need to know, just have a little bit more exposure to all the different, parts and pieces. I would have never anticipated this ever. This is beyond, the city needs to take note. We need a city council experience, this is phenomenal. So thank you. I'm looking really, really forward to all of these. And it's so cool that you've been 3 days at work and that, the stations are on board with this too. I mean, this is a huge time commitment for you guys. And so thank you for caring enough to engage with us, and we're educated. So thank you. Yes, Director Bukowski.
Yes, I'd just like to thank Jason and whoever you got help for to put all that together, because that's killer. Good job, man.
Yeah, I can't say enough. Christy made it look flashy for sure. And she kept me in my lane. Andrew tried to keep me on lane with liability, but I figured I'd just throw it out there and let you pick it up.
I can share the blood pressure medicine.
It's legal saying it sometimes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you.
Chief Star, I'm humbled. It's
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
The opportunity to do this is just freaking amazing. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You'll probably see me at every one of them.
That's fine.
Just to do it. If you throw repelling in there, I'm in.
Just so you know, Director McFall, the chief has made an edict that they are to keep you away from the tower.
God, I've been trying to get on that tower since I got here.
No, this is really.
It's just about
Has specifically said that.
I'm Australian for you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, this is very special. Thank you so much. It's very, very cool.
So like I said, the number 3 one, that's the one, and I understand if you can't do it today because you gotta go check family calendars and stuff. That's one we'll need to get nailed down for sure before next board meeting. The one where we can bring all of you together. The rest we can roll with as you guys sign up with, and we'll make it happen.
Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you. It's exciting. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. All right, did we have?
I think
any
we should
additional-
end there.
I know.
I actually have, I want to clarify something I said earlier that was incorrect. Regarding the Baker Tilly contract. So I drafted it. It went to Baker Tilly. They provided comments. It came back to me. I revised it on Monday. I did want to get Chief Morawski's input on those comments before sending it back to Molly. And so Chief, not in any way trying to put you under the bus. I know Chief's been busy. I'm waiting to get his comments back, and then it will go to Molly. So I apologize, Brian. Molly does not have it right now, but she will as soon as we can get it to her.
Did you hear that bus right before it hit you?
No,
I just checking.
no, sir, I didn't, but I did apologize to Emily for petting the dog on this and not getting my work done. I had every good intention of doing it yesterday. I told her, in fact, I sent an email that I'll have it done by Tuesday. I read someplace where the road to it somewhere is paved.
Where the hell is it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. But anyway, again, totally, Emily, sorry, I'm holding the process up.
No, and I'm sorry as well. I didn't want to leave with confusion or leave the city wondering what I was talking about, but that is a clarification of where we are in that process. So it's in the works.
Thank you. All right, thank you for your presentations. Thank you for this new program. Is there anything in addition for your item? Anything else? No? Excellent. Okay. So thank you. So, did the board have anything else to say on item 7 and 9? No? All right, moving on then to item number 8, updates on LFRA board requested action items. So either Christy or Chief Morawski, this is your baby.
Christie, do you want to address this at any point?
I just wanted to make sure that if there was any items on that list that we needed to readdress, the board could provide direction. And then other than that, the completed items, just verifying that they are completed to the board's expectation.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. So for everyone in attendance, this is in our packet for item 8. And I can just share briefly, there's quite a few good ones that have been marked completed. LFRA staff to coordinate with union to establish a timeline and framework for collective bargaining discussions. Presentation regarding overtime and Rover. I should say the first was completed on June 24th, second on May 27th of this year. Staff will return to the board with funding and budget appropriation detailed for the search firm contract. That was completed on June 24th. Process will be initiated to seek a financial statement compilation, and review by an outside firm on the 24th. Director Bukowski will coordinate, with the city CFO for assistance identifying a qualified firm. That has also been completed on the 24th. Adjust finalist interviews on September 15th and public meet and greet dates set to September 14th as discussed, and bring back changes of a substantial schedule shift occurs. If a substantial schedule shift occurs, that has been completed on July 2nd. And one last, total compensation to be included with demographic data from comparable agencies. That has been completed and emailed to our board on 14th of July. So thank you for that information. Otherwise, it looks like we still have a little bit of progress on the other ones, and they are in progress. So I'm comfortable with these. And does anyone have any comments before I propose a motion? No? Okay. Then I move that we approve that the completed items have been completed to the board specification, and that we approve any newly added items if we don't have. So I just would need a motion.
Second.
Okay, or I guess I made the motion tonight.
I say something like
Have any
motion to me.
discussion? I don't usually make motions. Do you have any discussion on that item? Seeing none, roll call please.
Director Sampson,
Yes.
Director Bukowski,
Yes, ma'am.
Director Lundquist,
Yes.
Director McFall.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, that motion passes. Thank you very much, Christy, for that. And Chief, so we already did item 9, item 10, executive session, we already handled that one. Item 11, possible action on any matter discussed in executive session if needed. I believe we've already handled that as well. 12, any other business, discussion of anything the board members would like to bring up. Did anyone want to mention anything, discuss, ask anything?
I would like to thank you all. Please thank the team itself for the pancake breakfast.
Oh,
That
yes.
was extremely enjoyable. The food was good, wasn't MREs. I tried to help, they told me no. So I think it had to do with the tower. I wasn't sure. That's how I know. So thank you all very much for just the hospitality. That was great.
Yes.
And thank you all for attending. That spoke volumes to our people about where we are today in our relationship. So really appreciate all of you coming out.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
I'd just like to echo what Director McFall said at the pancake breakfast. You know, I brought my daughter and her friend, and one of the firefighters gave them his hat, you know, with his name on it and everything. This is very special. And I really appreciated being there, getting to know you guys better, you know, and that's what this is all about, which I appreciate so much, this program. And I'd just like to take a second to say that that's how I'm looking at the CBA process. I'm as trepidatious as Chief is. I've not been through anything like this, but I know underneath it all, we want the same things.
Yes.
So I'm really looking at it as an opportunity to get closer in understanding what our situations are and how we can work together. So all of this, I see this all coming together, and I'm very excited about it. So thank you for the work. Thanks to the pancakes. That's a great breakfast.
Yes. Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes. Did you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am, I would. And this was something that we spoke about in our last district meeting, and it's regarding the Health and Wellness Center. And I just want to make something really crystal clear. I can speak for the district board, and I believe I'm speaking for the LFRA board, that when we want to look into the Health and Wellness Center, we in no way, to my understanding to a person, do not want to get the best screening for the men and women of the LFRA. What we do want to do is understand the business relationship and the business dynamics of that unit. In fact, I would like to propose, and this is not something we can solve today, I would like to propose that the LFRA fund calcium screenings for arteries and for men and women's hearts to make sure that things are good there. I mean, we had an instance earlier this year, and you know, that was something that hopefully could have been seen by that kind of a screening. So I want to make it really clear that we want the best screenings, and we don't want that to stop. We want to understand the business relationship. And unfortunately, there are people that are using this as a political weapon, saying that we want to do away with this or we want to stop it. That is absolute baloney. I know the district board, and I can't speak for everybody on the board, but I'm sure they will echo my sentiments that we want the absolute best screening that we can get for the men and women of the LFRA, bar none. So I just want to make that crystal clear, because there are some really ugly rumors out there that I'm kind of done with the ugly rumor stuff. And I want to make sure that everybody listening, whether you're in the room or you're online, that you're hearing it loud and clear that we want only the best for your health screening.
Excellent. Thank you, Director Wachowski. Well stated. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree. And I think it would be interesting. I know we can put this to the test. I know that when we sometimes have a suggestion that you would prefer to know if that's an individual request or a request to the board.
Yes.
I think probably our board would be maybe comfortable with having that information brought back, and we do have a presentation coming up on the Wellness Center, or a conversation at the very least, that you could include how, you know, if this is something that we can, you know, provide, and how we would go about doing that, because I would be interested in that as well.
We did, thank you, Madam Chair. We did make a presentation to the Rural District Board earlier this month, and I did send out the PowerPoint slides. And by the way, Andrea Smith put those PowerPoint slides together and did an excellent job with that. I did send that out to you all. I think it was the day before yesterday. Can't remember, but maybe it was yesterday. And take a look at it. And if you would like us to do that presentation for you in August, we'd be more than happy to do that.
Okay. I think it's fair that if you receive an individual email from majority member of the board members, then you could say, yeah, we'll move ahead. And that way we can just decide. Each individually just tell you what we think, and then you can.
Sure, that would be great. Thanks,
okay, if that's all right. So if our board members could just respond to that email that was sent out by our chief on the Wellness Center, so that you will know if we'd like to see that here at LFRA. So thank you. Excellent. Any other business or comments? Anything? No? Okay, I just want to say thank you as well. This program is truly unbelievable. I think you should take this on the road. You should tell everyone that you're doing this. You should encourage every fire authority and department to do that. I think it's amazing. So thank you. I know it's a lot of work to do that, and it's something that I specifically had asked and talked with Christy about. So thank you for this. And just Chief, again, for all the work that you're putting into everything that's happening here. We're in a time of transition. Things are a little bit wild, but it's very special to think that we're going to get to be closer to our LFRA, which is how it always should have been and should be. It's not to say that we didn't, and I'll speak for myself, I guess, that I didn't maybe make some decisions that created a little bit of a chasm. But I'm really, really grateful that we're moving back together and that we can have those connections. I hope they're only stronger and better, and that we are able to, out of this, emerge out of this like a phoenix, right? So, no puns intended. So thank you for that. And I think if no one else had anything else they wanted to add, we can adjourn at, what is it? 13. Can't do my numbers. All right. Thank you all. We'll see you in August, and we'll let you know, I guess we'll sign up for our classes first. So board members also respond to the chief's email, and then please make sure you use your code to sign up. Is there a way, because the first one's in August, 10. Yeah. Is there a way to get that over to Kelsey as well? Yes. Okay, excellent. All right.
I can do the the one we.
Thank you. So excited. Thank you all. All right. We are adjourned.
The 16th.